All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this year's Wellness Fair. My name is Monica. I'm with the WDVA's Wellness Committee. I'm happy to introduce Beth Pearson here to present Aflac Understanding Your Options.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction as well. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's well. I appreciate you taking some time out to join this breakout session, Understanding Options with Aflac. And these are your options with Aflac. I'm Beth Pearson, one of the benefit advisors with Northwest Benefit Advisors, and we're in Bellevue, Washington, so we're local. Down below the screen, you'll be able to see my name and my email address. If you want to jot that down or take a screenshot in case you will need to reach out to me, I'm very happy to answer any questions post this meeting. We have about 15 minutes together, and my hope in the end is that you might learn something new about the Aflac options that are available to you, and maybe get a little spark to learn a little bit more about how these products might be able to be tailored for your needs. So that's my goal, and I hope you get something good out of this, and I'm very happy to get started. So the agenda is fairly simple. This morning, I'm going to highlight the focus around finances, give you some key details about the value of Aflac products, and certainly what you can expect from our office, our local office in Bellevue, and the enrollment process. First, we'll kind of focus on the financial picture. One thing we know for sure is that we live in uncertainty. We can try to plan, but things certainly happen that are completely out of our control. What we do know today is that Americans are anxious, and finances play a big part of that, especially with the changing economy, revolving debts, life surprises, and new goals that are set. In 2023, in fact, a few of the top money concerns, financial concerns for Americans, 68% of people are worried about not having enough money to retire. 56% of Americans are worried about keeping up with the cost of living. Inflation's a big focus right now, especially. And then continual month-to-month managing debt levels. 45% of Americans are still challenged with making sure they can manage their debt. There was a article in CNBC August 1st, 2023, that 77% of Americans are anxious about their financial situation. So we know that can be very stressful for people. In fact, a little bit more data. This is from Forbes article, a recent article. Over 75% of people are either very concerned or somewhat concerned about their family's financial security. 80% of people, which I think is a pretty high number, are concerned, somewhat concerned about their family's emergency savings, meaning do they have enough liquid funds available? 60% of people are very or somewhat concerned about their level of debt. And 72% of people register concern about the family's ability to cover expenses after they die, which in my mind leads us to the conversation of life insurance and other types of insurances that they might be able to lean on in case that happens. About half of Americans say they have immediate access to less than 3 months worth of emergency savings. We know the guide has always been anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So that's kind of what's going on right now in the financial picture. Along with this anxiety, we know that we've got continual expenses that revolve month to month. And we need to make sure that mortgages paid, rent, grocery bill, childcare, utilities, insurance, credit cards, loans are paid so that we can keep living, eating, moving, and thriving. Now, on top of that, another layer added would be a health event, which can also add to the increased list of financial obligations, including paying copays, coinsurance, and that can add up when you're, let's say, in a more serious situation, you're hospitalized, or even going through treatments like cancer treatments. Those can be out-of-pocket burdens. Meanwhile, as we looked in the slide before, we have ongoing monthly expenses that we have to meet in order for us to continue to kind of live the lifestyle that we're living. And if you're unable to work and earn your income, you have another hit because your expenses will be continually coming in, or excuse me, your debts will be continually owed. And then what do you do when you don't have income coming in at the same time? So preparation, and that's what we're here for, is to talk about that preparation. How can we help you in those areas? If you were to experience a loss of income, if you're faced with unexpected medical bills. In fact, what we do know statistically is most people don't have the savings in place, less than $500, 49% of Americans in savings, and 59% of us, 60% of us are living paycheck to paycheck. So we know being prepared is a luxury, but this is an opportunity to kind of stop and think about ways that you might be able to put some coverage in place to help with these out-of-pocket surprises. So this is where Aflac voluntary insurance will help. Aflac's been around for over 60 years and remains a leader in voluntary benefits, voluntary insurance benefits. And these policies are different because they pay cash benefits directly to a policyholder to use that funds, those monies that are detailed in the policies, to use as they see fit. So they can apply that money however they need to, which certainly can help in the picture that we just looked at when it comes to needing cash, especially quickly when health events occur. So in the next few slides, we'll go ahead and review the coverages that are available to all of you. The first one we're going to highlight is an Aflac short-term disability policy. Short-term disability is an income protection insurance. It pays a portion of your paycheck, and the Aflac disability will pay up to 60% of your wages if you miss work due to an off-the-job injury or an illness. That's considered sickness. It's pretty tailorable, so you can choose how long it covers you, and an elimination period just means the first days that don't cover you. So you can choose which elimination period you prefer. And all of that will lead to a premium rate that will hopefully be comfortable for you and fitting for your scenario. Rates are determined by age and your income. We have guarantee issue available. That's our fancy term for meaning there's no medical questions that we have to ask you in a lot of the different enrollment scenarios. There are waiting periods that we go over and pre-existing condition clauses to go over due to the fact that we don't have medical questions. So that's something we can talk about personally. And if there's maternity planning, there is a 10-month waiting period for maternity leave benefits. And this coverage can go with you if you ever did have to leave your workplace with the state. So it's called portability. So this is the income protection plan that we would focus on if that's something you want to talk further about. Aflac offers an accident coverage, which is an injury-only plan. There's no sickness benefits in this policy. But these benefits pay cash benefits if you receive treatment for an injury, and there's additional benefits within this. Really follows the way someone might handle their accident scenario, going into the doctor, whether it's emergent, doctor's office, hospital. It covers you around the clock, on or off job. There's hospitalization benefits, emergency room visits, surgeries, anesthesia, ambulance, ground or air, doctor visits, chiropractic and physical therapy benefits. There is an accidental death benefit built into this policy, and you do have a policy year annual wellness benefit. And that just means even if you haven't had to use your coverage, you have a small benefit amount that's payable for you for doing your well visits and screenings. In fact, this is an interesting fact. 1 in 8 people seek medical attention for an injury each year. We know injuries are sudden, never planned, and often inconvenient, and hopefully, and some can be very serious, but hopefully not, more inconvenient than anything. So here's an example of a claim payout. This is one example of one of our levels of the accident coverage. In this example, the policyholder falls off a ladder, travels by ambulance, takes a ride to the emergency room, has a physician visit and x-ray. They realize a dislocated hip and broken wrist. Well, this payout for this policy is $6,130. I won't read this detail below, but you can certainly have access. This is something that's built into the policy information on all of the benefits that were pulled out to pay this claim. That money, after the claim is paid, is either a check in the mail, more often now direct deposited into your bank account so that you can use that money however you need to use it. Aflac is very well known for their cancer coverage. We have lots of different options and levels in this plan. It begins with a initial diagnosis benefit. There's treatment benefits such as surgery, chemotherapy, radiation. Our latest coverage includes stem cell transplant, immunotherapy. There's hospital and continuing care benefits, transportation, lodging benefits. Those are important to our families who may need to seek treatment outside of our Washington area or are coming from areas like Bellingham or on the eastern part of the state, and they have transportation costs coming into, let's say they get their treatment in Seattle or visit doctors in Seattle. Those are really important benefits for families, especially. Children are covered at no additional cost. And there is a wellness benefit in this plan as well, a cancer screening for anyone covered, whoever might be doing your pre-cancer screenings each year. Again, portability is available in this plan, and always with Aflac plans, the rates are stable. This is an interesting current stat. In 2023, roughly 2 million people will be diagnosed with cancer in the United States. And you can read this stat a little further, but breast cancer seems to be the most common diagnosis. Here's another example of a cancer claim payout. This is with our plan that pays out the most benefit. We have different levels of our plans. Diagnosis of leukemia, $52,900. If you look at the detail down below, we had 10 weeks of hospitalization with this claim, so $33,000 was paid out just on the hospital benefits. The initial diagnosis benefit, meaning the initial diagnosis of cancer, paid out $6,000 in this particular level. So this just sort of breaks down how this claim was paid. And of course, we know likely over time because someone here was dealing with a long-term cancer treatment plan. We do have a hospital plan that I think is a terrific plan. Even if you have medical insurance, of course, that's very important core benefit. But this just gives you a little bit more help, especially dealing with out-of-pocket costs, co-pays, deductibles, etc. We have different options within this hospital plan. This is an example of one of the plans we offer that provides that initial treatment benefit, or excuse me, admission benefit of $1,000 if you're an inpatient in the hospital. We do have a short stay benefit for outpatient procedures, surgeries, physician visits, ambulance, etc. So we do have a hospital plan that addresses not only injury, but sickness as well. We have a critical illness. Aflac has a critical illness and recovery plan. This is the other side of cancer, doesn't include cancer, but heart attack, stroke, and other critical illnesses. You'll see an example of a payout here. For someone who suffers a heart attack and is transported to the hospital. The benefits are payable upon diagnoses of critical illnesses. There are others listed. We just don't have them on this screen. You have daily hospitalization, surgeries, initial diagnosis benefits that are payable as well. Likely, there'll be intensive care stay with any kind of critical illness, and maybe longer days in the hospital. So this might be a plan if you're more concerned about those critical events to focus on as well as a partner with the cancer plan. We do offer, I should say, Aflac offers life insurance. So we do talk with you all about any of the life insurance needs that you might want to discuss. We offer 10, 20, 30-year term amounts of 25,000 to 500,000, depending on age, and spouses can be covered up to 50%, up to 50,000. There is an accidental death benefit rider, and within the brochure, there's a great worksheet that we can always review together, or you can review with your spouse, family, just to see where you're at with your life insurance and if you need a little bit more to kind of help boost, especially with portability that you have, meaning you can take it with you if you ever did leave your place of work. This is just an example of a $50,000 policy. This is an injury, a life insurance scenario. The $50,000 death benefit paid, the accidental death benefit built in if they have the rider, which is another add-on to it, also paid $50,000, and there's a seatbelt benefit that was payable in that. And that goes directly to your beneficiaries. And I don't know if you know that Aflac does have a supplemental dental plan. This is a great secondary plan if you're already using your primary dental, your medical dental plan. There's no network with Aflac Dental. The benefits can pay your dentist directly, which is how I use my coverage, or you can get the reimbursement. It does pay fixed benefits, and it'll give you a policy per person coverage of either $1,200 or $1,400, depending on the level you choose. There is an orthodontic rider available that we can go over in a little bit more detail. There are waiting periods before the benefits will pay, so that's something we want to talk about as well. But it's a terrific plan to lower costs, especially with dental procedures. So that's a brief overview about the different products that are available. And again, I do look forward to personalizing any of those product discussions with you. If you're already enrolled, please utilize our office. We welcome you to. This is our flyer that has our office contact information. We have Robin in policy service. We have Tammy in claims assistance, and Barbara and myself are here to review your coverage with you. Or discuss new coverage and learning a little bit more about how Aflac works. We have a new monthly newsletter. I just want to highlight that. You'll find this on the flyer as well. We're excited to share that with you, and that's really a focus on health and wellness, as well as some little bits of information about what's offered on the insurance side. And finally, I will be joining you all on the 20th September. I look forward to seeing you all in person, but I encourage anybody who might be interested to meet, anybody with coverage, let's meet again and review your coverage. Maybe there are some changes that need to happen or that you've had in your life, and we need to update some of the things you've got. But I also encourage you all to schedule a Zoom or a phone appointment. You can do that through, we have a great calendar link on the 10 to 8 web site you see right here. So you can always go directly to that. Or you can scan this QR code to the right. That will get you directly to our state of Washington. I call it a digital microsite. There you'll see all the brochures, sample rates, product videos, as well as the ability to schedule an appointment directly through that link. So I think you'll find it to be a real helpful site if you want some visibility. And I do greatly look forward to meeting with you. If you have any questions, feel free to schedule an appointment and we can meet together, or you can message me through the email that I provided earlier. So thank you very much, everyone. I know you're all so busy, and enjoy your wonderful day.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us. Our next breakout session is at 9:20, starts in about a minute, about identity theft prevention and recovery. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.